Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's episode of Cooking with Chanel, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make grilled chicken and grilled shrimp penne al vodka. Let's get into this recipe. The first thing we're going to do is get some prosciutto, and you're going to find this in your supermarket. If you can't find it, you can use bacon too, but this is optional. But I'm just letting you guys know this is definitely going to help with the flavor of this pasta. So get some prosciutto, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. And you're going to slice it up, and you're basically going to fry it in your cast iron pan or any pan that you're using. Once it starts to get dark, you're then going to add in a yellow onion, and you're going to add in a medium yellow onion diced up. Once you mix that pretty well, you're then going to add in your 5 garlic cloves. If you watch my videos all the time, or if you're new here, I do leave everything in the description, so you can remake this by looking at the ingredients in the grocery list in the description. Now you're going to get a 28-ounce can of peeled tomatoes. I'm using this brand. You can use any brand that you see. I got this one out of Whole Foods. And you're basically going to make sure that your tomatoes are like this. And I saw another video of this, of how they mash these tomatoes. So this is how I recommend you to do it. So you're basically going to you're going to take each tomato out, each peeled tomato, and wear gloves because it gets really messy. You're going to mush the tomatoes in your hand, and you're going to place it into your frying pan with your garlic and your onions and your ingredients already. So you're going to do that for each one, and then you're going to just pour the remaining sauce into the pan and give everything a really good stir. You're now going to add in your 1/3 cup of vodka, and I recommend your fire to be low right now, or your fire to just be off while you're adding this, because vodka is flammable. And then you're going to add in about 1 teaspoon of Italian season. I'm using Mrs. Dash. I love these products because of the no salt, but you can use any type of Italian season. And then you're going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Once you mix everything up, you're then going to place a lid on this sauce, and you're going to allow this to simmer for about 30 minutes on low. Now let's prepare this chicken. So I'm using 2 thin slice chicken breasts. I think these are organic thin slices. Once again, I think I got this from Whole Foods. That's like my favorite supermarket. Anyway, we're going to cover the chicken breast in olive oil so that the seasoning sticks to the chicken. So I'm using a mixture of a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, poultry chicken seasoning, Creole seasoning, and Mrs. Dash onion and herbs. So I'm using a half a teaspoon of each. I mixed it all together, and I'm placing it on the chicken. I will list this in the description box once again. You're now going to add olive oil into your pan, and you're just going to make sure your pan is completely covered. And then you're going to pan sear your chicken breast. So I'm doing roughly about, I think the first time I did 5 minutes on one side, and then the second time I did about 5 to 8 minutes. So it really just depends on what color you want your chicken to be. I like my chicken and my stuff to be cooked with like a nice color, a dark color. So I end up doing each side almost like 10 minutes. It really depends on how high your fire is. I like my chicken to look exactly like this, so I did this for both sides. Now let's get back to this sauce, and honestly, this sauce had my house smelling so good. I can't even describe how good this smells. So now you're going to add in your heavy cream, and you're going to add in 1 cup of heavy cream. You're now going to add in a cup to a cup and a half of fresh grated Parmesan cheese. I love cheese, so I did a cup and a half, but you can do a cup for this recipe. It's really at your preference, and I definitely recommend for you to have fresh grated Parmesan cheese. So get a block of Parmesan and just grate it, and trust me, you'll thank me later because it'll be way better than the processed Parmesan cheese that you already buy grated. Once your cheese has melted, you're then going to place this sauce to the side because your sauce is now done. You're going to gather some shrimp. You're then going to season your shrimp. I'm seasoning mine with 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of adobo, and 1 teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning. And I'm using a half a teaspoon of onion powder and 1 teaspoon of parsley. Now we're just going to pan fry these shrimps. Now we're going to do about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Don't overcook your shrimp, you guys, because it'll just be hard and nasty. So watch them. Once they start turning a little bit of color, then they're almost ready to come out. While your shrimp is cooking, you're now going to make your pasta. So you're going to get a pot of hot water. You're going to put some oil, some olive oil in the water with some salt so that your pasta doesn't stick. And you can just use a regular box of penne noodles. I'm using a bag of penne noodles from my favorite supermarket, once again, Whole Foods. But yeah, you're just going to follow the instructions on the box or the bag, whichever, and cook your pasta. My camera died while I was making the shrimp, so this is the end result of how the shrimp came out. I couldn't show you guys how I flipped it and everything, but this is how the shrimp turned out to be. Once your pasta has finished cooking, you're going to get you a pan or a saucepan like this. You're going to place some olive oil down in the bottom. You're then going to place your noodles into the pan, stir up your noodles a little, and then you're going to add your sauce. Now you're going to make this per serving. So for each person you're making this for, or if it's just yourself, you're going to do this per serving. It just comes out way better. The sauce and the flavor in the pasta is able to get an even mix. Once you finish doing that, you're then going to place your chicken or your shrimp on top. Now your grilled chicken and grilled shrimp penne al vodka is finished, and this is how it comes out to be. You can garnish it with some basil on top, but after you make this recipe, you will never go back to using a jar sauce because this is just, it's fresh, it's healthier, and it just tastes better. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and like this video, and I will catch you next Sunday.